Welcome back to World of Immersion. Today I'm going to be giving my full in-depth review of the brand new Six Flags Haunt event, Scream Break, and if I think it is worth it for you to visit this year. But before we start today's video, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss when we have brand new content from all of your favorite theme parks across the country, and be sure to check out all of our brand new merch. The link is in the description below. But with that being said, let's get right into the video. Alright, so starting off, let's talk about the price of this event. Now this event cost $40 with processing fees and tax. It is around $46 if you buy it online. However, that charge does include parking. Parking is free with this event. And the event runs from 9 to 12 on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. However, your ticket guarantees you entry starting at 7:30. So you have from 7:30 until midnight. So that $46 is getting you that free parking and the park admission from 7:30 until midnight. Normally the park will close at 8 p.m. on nights that this event is running, so you really only have about 30 minutes with the park is fully open with all of the rides, because as soon as it hits 8 o'clock, only the rides that are open for Scream Break will be open for you to visit. However, if you are a season pass holder or a member, you can actually get a ticket or a wristband for free. You just need to enter the park before it closes, so around 7 o'clock, and then head over to membership services, and you can just redeem your free wristband. They say it's subject to availability, but like I said in our vlog, if you just get there before 7 o'clock, you're probably going to be fine. You'll be able to get a wristband. But I would highly recommend doing this because those wristbands, they're $46 if you buy them online, and if you're a pass holder member, you can get them for free, and it's a really good deal. Alright, but let's talk about the event itself. Now, when we went there, we showed up at around 7 o'clock, like I said. We got our wristband, and then we were able to ride a bunch of rides with practically no wait because the park was already almost closed. And then once it did close at 8 p.m., there were barely any people there. Because even the people who were there for Scream Break, a lot of them didn't show up until 9 or 10 p.m. Which is my first tip for you, is make sure you show up early for this event, because you're going to have a ton of ride time on all of your favorite rides that are open. Now, there are only a limited number of rides that are open during this event. Pretty much it's only the right side of the park. So everything from where Full Throttle is all the way down to Twisted Colossus. The roller coasters that are open, you have Full Throttle, Goliath, Twisted Colossus, Scream, Wonder Woman, and Batman, which is honestly a solid collection of rides, but they made sure to keep this event small because they knew they wouldn't be selling a ton of tickets, and they can keep the price pretty low if they're doing a small event. Alright, but then around 8:30, the mazes and the actual scare zones start to open up for the event. Now, this event has two DJs, one in the front of the park near Full Throttle and one in the back towards DC Universe, and they are both really good, but they won't start playing until around 9 o'clock. And like I said, the other scare zones don't really open up until 9 o'clock, except for the main scare zone and two mazes up in the front of the park by Full Throttle. Now, these two mazes are overlays of their two original mazes that they have in that area of the park normally. So normally they have Vault 666 unlocked, but during Scream Break, it is called Vault 666 Initiation. That one isn't changed very much. However, the other one, Condemned, is now Condemned House Party, and it is completely overlaid with a house party theme, flashing lights, music. It is really cool. And overall, the quality of the mazes was fantastic. Both of the mazes had a ton of scare actors. I would say almost 5 times as many scare actors as they have normally during Fright Fest, which was incredible. And the other thing I noticed is that there was a soundtrack to the mazes now. Normally, when I go to Fright Fest, most of the mazes are pretty quiet, and there are almost no sounds besides the scare actors, which is something that I've always been disappointed in with Fright Fest. Because I love in Horror Nights and Scary Farm where they have soundtracks and they're loud and it makes it a lot more scary. But this year for Scream Break, they added some soundtracks. Vault 666 had this eerie, loud horror music kind of that was really good, and it happened throughout the entire maze. The scare actors were also fantastic. They had a lot more scare actors in there. They also had some more scare actors acting out kind of more show scenes rather than just scaring you. Like in some of those rooms, they have glass walls, and they have them doing other types of stuff rather than just scaring, which is really cool, similar to something that happens at Scary Farm or Horror Nights. And then in Condemned House Party, they have, like I said, flashing lights and music everywhere, and all the characters, it's like they're having a party in there. It is a ton of fun. It's loud. It's scary too. I got scared quite a few times in that maze, much more than I ever have in Fright Fest normally. But just like I said, the quality of this event was really good. Now, that being said, there were only 2 mazes, and the scare zones were pretty small. However, the small scare zones also had a ton of actors in them. Compared to Fright Fest, where you would find maybe 1 or 2 actors in each of the scare zones, each of these scare zones had around 10 scare actors, and they were all fantastic. They had much more interactivity, much more similar to Scary Farm, where they would come up and talk to you, have conversations with you. They were really great. Props goes to these scare actors. They were doing a fantastic job, especially in that main zone that's themed to like a horror spring break. It is so much fun. I love these scare actors. The interactions we had with some of them were hilarious and scary. They are a ton of fun. There's also a cocktail bar there if you want to get some drinks. And they do have some specialty food items sprinkled around through some of the restaurants in the park. Now, that being said, there are not a ton of restaurants open. There are barely any places where you can actually get food. Besides the 2 places in the front of the park by Full Throttle, I believe it is the mac and cheese place and the wings place. Those are the only 2 places that are open during the event that actually serve food, like meals. However, what is nice is that your meal plan, if you have a meal plan, will work during this event as well. I was able to use my meal plan and get a meal from the wings place, which was really nice. But like I said, there's not a ton of food options in the park, so I'd definitely recommend eating beforehand. However, once you leave this front area of the park, there's not a ton of scare zones or scare actors. Besides the one that leads you kind of towards Goliath, there's a mini scare zone there. And then in the back of the park by the other DJ, there's some scare actors. Other than that, there are not any other scare actors within the park. However, that's okay because I think it's better to keep it more condensed and higher quality in a smaller area. But the rest of the park, the rides that are open have practically no waits. We were able to walk onto every ride that we wanted to with literally 0 wait. It was fantastic. We rode Wonder Woman like 3 times in a row. We rode Batman, Twisted Colossus. It was fantastic. This is definitely the event to go to if you're a fan of these rides and you want some exclusive ride time where you're not going to get any waits for any of these. I would say this event is definitely worth it. Now, really quickly, I want to compare this event to Fright Fest. Fright Fest is quite significantly more expensive even if you have a season pass. Normally, Fright Fest, if you have a season pass, is $25 extra on top of your pass for a wristband so you can do all of the mazes. However, this event is free if you have a season pass. And then if you don't have a pass, Fright Fest can be upwards of $100. Whereas this event, like I said, is only $46 with tax and the fees. However, this event is quite significantly smaller, but like I said, I think it's a much better quality event. If I'm being completely honest, I would say this event is significantly better value than Fright Fest is normally, and if anything, I prefer this event to Fright Fest. I hope though that this is a sign that Fright Fest is going to have much better things to come this year because of how great the quality was of the mazes and scare zones for Screen Break. Now, this event only runs for a few more weeks, so I would definitely recommend checking it out if you're a fan of horror and you love scare events, because this event is a ton of fun. It's not too expensive, but it's so much fun. The quality is amazing, and the scare actors are fantastic. But yeah, like I said, overall, I had a ton of fun at Screen Break. I don't think I'll be going back this year just because it is a little bit of a trek to make the drive out to Six Flags for a few hours. However, it was a ton of fun, and I do not regret going at all. I definitely would recommend it to anybody who loves haunt events, or if anybody who just wants some really great exclusive ride time on some of the best rides at Six Flags. Overall, though, I'm really impressed with what Six Flags was able to do with Screen Break, and I have high hopes for the future of Fright Fest. Alright, but that's going to do it for our video today. Be sure to comment down below if you've been to Screen Break and what you thought of it. I definitely want to hear some other opinions on this event. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at World of Immersion, and thank you so much for watching today's video, and we'll catch you in the next video.